Hey guys, this is Matt with Sawhorse, and I am at a project or a potential project. I've got a client that brought us in. They want us to finish off this house. Now, a little bit of history on this. There's another builder that was involved. This client picked it up from the bank, so they want to finish it, sell it. I'm taking a look at it and seeing what we can do to make this house better, or at least get it back to a place where they can put it back on the market. So, a couple things here. One, we're gonna make sure all the finishes are nice and consistent with the neighborhood. And also we want to make sure that we put the Sawhorse stamp of approval on it. So there are a lot of building science things we want to fix. Not that difficult, but there are some things we want to kind of tune up. We'll go through that on the series, especially as we finish the house. But first of all, I just want to talk about this right here. So this, where I'm in the kitchen, and this is a cabinet above what I believe should be the range hood. This is a galvanized pipe coming out of the wall. Presumably it's just a placeholder for a pot filler, but I'm looking at the distance between what would be the top of the countertop and these cabinets. I measured it before. This is only 24 inches. So if I've got a pot filler that's around 18 inches, how am I supposed to ventilate this and get the exhaust out? So I was looking inside the cabinet, and if you look up inside the cabinet, I do see a 6-inch duct. Might have to upgrade that depending on what kind of cooktop we're putting in here. So luckily I do have power for that, but this is not adequate at all. Not sure why they put this in. So we're gonna have to take this out, either put a range hood that is standalone where it doesn't necessarily need cabinets below it. So it can either be a standalone and vents to the ceiling, or we can take this out and put a smaller one above this. The line of cabinets is a kind of like a cabinet that is readily available in this market. So what you want to do, there's several things when you're designing a range hood. One, you want to make sure that you're meeting the code minimum for, you need to be at least, they say between like 26, 36 inches is a range where you want to put that hood above the range. It really depends on the design that you're going for. 18 inches is way too close, definitely. So most of those at a minimum, I'm going to have like a 6-inch range hood if it's under mount. So that gives us no room to put a pot here, way too close. And anything above 36 inches, 42 inches is way too high, because you want to capture all of the contaminants, VOCs, if you have a gas cooktop, all those VOCs that are coming out of there, byproducts of the combustion. You want to make sure you capture it into the hood. So I've got Max here, he's my electrician, and we were doing a walk through the house, just trying to see what we need to do to fix it up. And he pointed out some very interesting things that we saw with this, where I was going to be a slide-in range, but you notice the wiring, lack of gas, which is, I don't like gas anyway.
I'm not a fan of that. And
also we have some other mechanicals. So kind of walk through what you see over here.
So I noticed on our walkthrough, the house is pre-wired for all electric appliances. Down here, looks like we have sizable wire for 240 cooktop, preferably induction, since that's probably the most efficient way of cooking. We do have wiring for a vent hood, which aids in our work. We do have wired for countertop receptacles. And then over here, looks like we were gonna do a wall oven. Again, there's also ample size wiring for a double wall oven or a oven micro combo. And the only thing I'm seeing is in the island, we're lacking some circuitry for your disposal, your dishwasher, and then your countertop receptacles that you're gonna need to get done with the island. So that's not going to be a huge issue with the wiring missing out of the island, only because we do have open access underneath, which helps us really pinpoint where we can put our wires through. But it's just something else we have to be thoughtful of before Matt can completely close this up.
While I'm in the kitchen, I'll talk about a couple other things that I've noticed that are kind of annoying. One, we've got a lot of distractions with the utilities in the backsplash. We have outlets, switches, things like that, which again, it's a no-no for the most part. It's already here, so we're gonna try to work around it. But I guess the frustrating thing that I have, besides it's just gonna be an eyesore, breaking up that beautiful tile backsplash they're gonna be putting in, is the boxes are at different heights. So what we're gonna do is make sure that we put a level on it, level out all the outlets, at least make sure that switches are trimmed out with high-end trims, high-end outlets, high-end covers. That way it blends into the backsplash. It's seamless, but your eye isn't going to notice the fact that you've got a different reveal between the bottom of the outlet or switch cover and the countertop. Again, things that make it really unattractive. I've got other videos on this where people have used the wrong color outlet, or they've got a white outlet on a black backsplash. Just these are just no-nos that you need to try to avoid, but there's a couple other things that I noticed in here. So the last thing that I noticed, we're looking at, they put a wine fridge in and they also have a regular fridge. They actually put the connection for the water line on the wine fridge side instead of the other fridge side. So that's going to be a little hole that we either have to drill through the side of the cabinet to get access into there, or what I would really like to do is just go ahead and move that connection, the disconnect for the water line for the ice maker, to the fridge side. That way everything is just on the same side. You don't have to worry about pulling out multiple appliances to try to fix just one line if there's ever an issue in the future. This is the first video of the series that we're going to do on this house. We're just going to call this house by the street name, Argon. We're going to look at some of the things in the crawl space, some of the things that I saw in the attic. Look at the horrible window and door installation. We're going to probably have to take some of these out, reset them, redo it. And also what these guys, I don't know what they're thinking. They're trying to make this crawl space underneath the kitchen over here. They only gave me about like maybe 12, 15 inches. Code minimum is 18 inches before you have to use pressure treated. We're going to have to take out some of this plywood. We're going to have to dig it out, make a proper crawl space. That way, if somebody ever wants to get into there in the future, they can get in there without having to hire a robot or a drone to get into the space.